So next, I'd like to bring up Mark Boshoff. Mark is the head of transformation and sustainability at NEDBANK Business Banking. He is a chartered accountant and has a 25-year track at NEDBANK. He has held various roles in different areas at NEDBANK, ranging from financial management to strategy and innovation. But he's taken up the opportunity to develop a renewable energy and efficiency financing offering, allowing him to combine his passion for sustainability with creative thinking. And this incorporates renewables, water conservation, recycling, where NEDBANK has a variety of solutions that Mark is going to talk to you about. So aside from wearing various hats, the transformation and sustainability hat, Mark is also quite the avid piano player. But we won't talk about his piano skills right now. Mark, will hand over to you to lead on NEDBANK's sustainable energy programs and solutions.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here and to chat to all the panelists. Rishni, if you could bring up my slides, please, if you don't mind. Thanks. That's great. To start off with, NEDBANK, for those who know, has as its marketing livery or colors, if you want to call it that, a green logo, and those colors, sorry, my cat is now being silly. There we go. The logo or the green colors put us firmly in position to be the green bank as well as far as sustainability is concerned. And right from the start, we got involved in green financing, in turning our own business into a carbon neutral footprint. We're one of the first banks in Africa to do so and publicly proclaim it. With this development that we undertook, the innovation, the focus was firmly on how does NEDBANK green itself, how do we become more sustainable, how do we become more effective in how we do our own business as far as the society is concerned and as far as the planet is concerned. As we became more and more known for our own developments and innovations, our clients started saying to us, but how can we do it? And that resulted in a serious look at ourselves and how do we as a bank assist clients and anybody else who may be interested to become sustainable. It started off in about 2014 where we launched our first program or financing solution. That went very, very well. It was only in solar at that stage. We were still testing the waters. As you guys and the panelists and the audience out there are aware, the United Nations then brought out the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, 17 of them, and the bank had a very good look at those and said, well, where can we best innovate? As a result, this has become embedded in our DNA, and I know that sounds like one of these schools, economic schools jargon, but it's actually one of those things that I can say with hand on the heart is that NEDBANK is embedded in their DNA and is also getting it to the clients. A typical example of some of these examples is launching the first green bond for our clients so that you can invest in sustainable financing and investments. We similarly released our energy policy earlier this year, where we undertook to not have any financing of coal or oil or fossil fuels, those things, from 2030, which is quite a achievement to make and something that we're working towards. With the result is that we are now looking very much to where can we invest our skills and our funding to make up for those areas that we may start looking at from a different point of view. We found that we were very, very well positioned with our various segments. I'll just go through them very quickly. We've got corporate investment banking, which deal with our very large clients, listed clients and those kinds of clients, parastatals. And in that section, our specialists have great solutions for utility scale financing. The REAP program was mentioned earlier by Paul Dean, and it is those kinds of things that we look at, 100 megawatts or more, and great specialists on board, a very dedicated team looking at that. My own section that I'm report into, business banking, looks at your medium to large companies, and that's where we developed quite an array of products for our clients, as that is quite a big section and where we can do achieve a lot of assistance. We then have a retail and relationship banking, which is our SMEs, smaller and medium enterprises, and there are some solutions as well. And then finally, but not least, we have in our retail section, we have home and residential products that we can look at. To take you very quickly through what we offer in business banking, which I think is the audience where we're looking now. If you wouldn't mind just going on to the next slide, please, Ureshni. What we have there is affordable and clean energy, SDG 7, for those that are equipped in it or understand it. What we basically did is we said, how do you take something that people don't really want to purchase? It's not their niche business. They could manufacture widgets, or they deliver services. Generating electricity is not their main function. How do you do this so that clients don't have to lay out additional capex, have to lay out additional cash flow, and how do you do this in such a way that it works properly? We came up with a solution where we basically try and structure the repayments to equate or be very close to the savings that the client would make on the electricity bill. In effect, we're redirecting the electricity bill from the utility, Eskom or the municipality or whatever it is, to the bank. We've extended the term because we know that these products or these assets have much longer payback period. And as a result, we can then structure it in such a way that there's really a negligible or no cash flow impact on the client when they put these panels up for owed use, and it works extremely well. So we're very pleased with that. We've got quite a book at the moment of photovoltaic panels. We've seen some solar concentrators. There's biomass equipment that's starting to pick up hydroelectricity. We look at various solutions, and we'll also assist clients to finance on a similar basis any efficiencies that they may pick up by bringing in a new piece of equipment that uses less electricity or is less polluting, or whatever the case may be. The next slide, please, Ureshni. On the next one, you'll note that we are looking at SDG 6, maybe not in the correct order, but South Africa, as everybody may be well aware, is a drought-prone country. We had some rather sweaty moments, if you want to call it that, in Cape Town a year or two ago, where we almost reached day zero with water. It is really something that one's got to look at. Unlike energy, you cannot generate it from nothing. I know we use sunlight, but basically you can't generate from nothing. All the various geologists and biologists will tell you that we were given a certain amount of water when the planet was formed, and that water is still in circulation. So what we can do is we can harvest it, rainwater harvesting. We can purify, filter, and do various kinds of recycling on water. And there are many clients out there and many businesses out there that actually provide this kind of service. We would similarly, on a similar basis as previously discussed under the solar, we would have a look at what the saving would be on the water that you are recycling or that you are using, and try and structure the repayments on any equipment that you purchase on a similar basis so that there's very little cash outflow. This works particularly well on agriculture, where you could use efficient irrigation systems that are now becoming more and more available, slurry dams and tanks, municipal treatment dams, recyclers, and those kinds of things. A wonderful opportunity to be in. Not something that is top of mind in South Africa at the moment. We're seeing far more pickup or take up of our solar at this stage. And then not last but least, on the next slide, if you wouldn't mind, Ureshni, we have a look at SDG 12. 12, which is responsible consumption and production. Under this one, we've delved very deeply into it, and we've come up with our recycling offering that we've got, where we have a look especially at PET plastic recycling machines and those kinds of things. We've got some large recycling companies that are on our books that have made use of our innovative structures. We've got our specialist finance team to actually get involved there, because these interventions are hundreds of millions of rands, if not more, to import the equipment, to get it going, and to create almost one of our first examples of a virtual green, not a virtual, actual green economy. A whole lot of these gleaners that you see on the streets that collect the plastic bottles and that, basically take it to our various companies that we are clients of ours. They get paid for it, they can feed their families, they can do their, basically improve their situation. And instead of companies that create plastic goods, instead of them using raw materials and further creating pollution, they can now buy these recycled pellets to add to any additional material that they need. So it works very, very well, and we're very proud to see some of our large clients really doing well in this space. That in a nutshell is what we look at and how we assist. Obviously, there are many other SDGs that we also have a look at to assist. One of the latest ones that we've looked at is education, where we are trying to create zero poverty. And that works very well by providing funding for the lost middle, as they're called in South Africa, who may not be eligible for bursaries. Or don't have the ability to pay for themselves at university or tertiary education. So we really, as I said earlier, we don't just say it's embedded in our DNA for marketing purposes. It's actually how we live and die at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Arishni, that's me. Thank you. The next slide is just contact your business banker or your banker to where you could, we can assist you in whatever you may be looking at. Thank you very much.